It's not when you've been together for a long time. It's not that you give somebody a great gift. It's that you're still remembering the anniversary, remembering the wedding date, remembering the birthday. It's not the present, it's the commitment that means more. Tom Brady got another gift this past week. Leonard Fournette. So Tom Brady for years and years was in Foxborough with this very wealthy family. And every year for Christmas, he'd get like socks or underwear. Then he moved to Tampa. They don't have the fiscal means of New England, the history, tradition, or the trophies. But he's been there a handful of months, and they've now given him an iPad, a drone, and 2 PlayStations. It's not just the gifts. It's that they're showing a commitment to Brady. We're going for it. We're all in. We'll spend a little money. That's why he ultimately left New England. It's that they didn't even try. They didn't even make a run at a tight end. The most driven, most clutch, most committed, most financially responsible, most coachable superstar at the most important position. And the last 10 years wasn't just about the lack of presence, the socks and the underwear for Christmas. They rarely showed an offensive commitment. He never had one deep threat after Randy Moss. How about a workable, healthy young tight end? How about a rising young star wide receiver? Leonard Fournette isn't a superstar running back, but don't downplay what he is. Leonard Fournette had 76 catches last year with Gardner Minshew and over 1,100 yards with an average offensive line. Leonard Fournette can play. He is young. He's got enough experience. He's been in a handful of big games, and he's a good player. He is a good football player. Sort of like Shady McCoy, who's much older, has big game experience, is a good football player, no longer great. But that's why Tom Brady left. It's not just the size of the gift, but in New England, it's almost as if it was antagonistic. And even now that Brady's left, Bill Belichick has had more nice things to say about Cam Newton in the last 3 weeks than he did with Brady in the last 10 years. It almost felt juvenile and antagonistic, and they wouldn't listen to him on game plans. So it's not just Leonard Fournette. Don't downplay it. He's a real player. But New England is saying, dude, we've had this franchise here since the 70s. We've never had a superstar quarterback, and we know you're past your prime, and we know you're 43. But we want to show you how committed we are to winning. Like, that matters a lot. And this is why Tom Brady left. I mean, the Patriots didn't even fake it. They draft another safety and another corner and another interior defensive lineman. Yeah, the defense is great, but when you have the most clutch, dependable, coachable, financially responsible, and I use responsible because if you own or run a football team, it's nice when your superstar quarterback consistently takes a major pay cut. Could you have shown a little commitment? I mean, right now, the Patriots, if Tom would have come back, don't have a functional veteran tight end in an emerging position in the NFL. So, LFG, as Tom would say. Our season starts Thursday. Leonard Fournette, now a Tampa Bay Buccaneer with Tommy. The Dolphins named Tua as the backup to start the year. It's very interesting. There are 4 first-round rookie quarterbacks, all 4 in completely different scenarios. And this matters. Ask Josh Rosen. Ask Lamar Jackson. Ask Josh Allen. Ask Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold. Where you land and when you're expected to play will overwhelmingly, unless you're an all-time John Elway, Andrew Luck talent, will determine your career. So first there's Joe Burrow. Hey, kid, day one you're the starter. In fact, carry the franchise. Ugh. There's Tua. You're going to start this year, but no OTAs, no camp. Why don't you sit behind 37-year-old Ryan Fitzpatrick, a total pro, and learn? Justin Herbert, listen, we like you, but you don't have to play at all. Tyrod Taylor's good enough, has proven he can get us to the playoffs. Just sit and watch and learn. And then Jordan Love, Green Bay. we're not really sure you're ever going to play here. You don't look great. We may have whiffed on this. We'll get back to you. Of all four, what would I rather be? I'd rather be Tua. Because as a rookie coming in, I'd want to play. I do think you can learn things watching, but you learn a lot more quickly playing. Kyler Murray, a great example. The reality is, the best spot for all these rookie quarterbacks, I think the best coach of all these rookie quarterbacks is Brian Flores. I think their rebuild is closer than Cincinnati's. And I think if you look at the schedule, I think it's really important to set up rookie quarterbacks for success. Joe Burrow may be the most talented. They're not setting him up for success. Allowing Tua to back up 37-year-old Ryan Fitzpatrick, look at the Dolphins' schedule. Very smartly. They don't want him to face New England and Buffalo in the first 2 weeks. Two great defensive coaching staffs. They don't want to have him go to San Francisco, Denver, or face the Chargers with those pass rushes as the Dolphins are rebuilding their offensive line. But if you look at Sunday, November 8th, that is my prediction. John, roll the tape. Let's archive it. At Arizona, Jets back-to-back, and Cincinnati. And then when you get Kansas City 5 weeks later, at least you get them at home, followed by New England at home, and then off to Vegas to play the Raiders, who don't have anything resembling a defense, at least last year. I love what Miami's doing. We're not putting you up against the Buffalo defense and Sean McDermott. We're not making you face, Nick Bosa. We're not making you go to Denver playing the high altitude with that pass rush, Bradley Chubb and Von Miller. We're not putting you through any of that. Get ready for Arizona with an offensive coach and a rebuilding defense and an offensive staff, and then you can face the Jets a couple of times without Jamal Adams, C.J. Mosley, and at that point the Jets are probably out of the playoff picture and playing uninspired football. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.